There are a number of significant public issues confronting the American people these days. Perhaps none is more significant than public issues concerning the rights of America's 100 million law-abiding firearms owners, who own approximately 200 million rifles, shotguns, and handguns. There are at least two wings currently pending regarding the rights of American firearms owners. On the one hand, we have a move on the part of the administration to promote a treaty, the effect of which, if ratified, would be to undermine the traditional rights of law-abiding American citizens under the Second Amendment. On the other hand, there is a move to promote national reciprocity for the carrying of concealed firearms throughout the United States. The Obama administration is promoting Senate ratification of SIFTA, an Inter-American Arms Treaty, the effect of which, if ratified, if adopted, would be to transfer regulations regarding the rights of American firearms owners and dealers under the Second Amendment to an inter-American authority which would have the responsibility for delineating the rights of member nation citizens, including the rights of American citizens, within the confines of the agreement. This is, we believe, an attempt to undermine American sovereignty. Under traditional concepts of American sovereignty, the United States government has the responsibility for regulating the activities of citizens within the United States. By transferring some of this authority to an international authority, the United States government would be giving up to the international authority some of the regulatory authority for the American people which it has. Again, this is an attempt to undermine American authority. It is an attempt to undermine American authority, an attempt to undermine American sovereignty, in an ultimate attempt to undermine the individual civil rights of law-abiding American citizens under the Second Amendment to keep and bear arms. In contradiction to this is a proposal to establish a system of national reciprocity for the carrying of concealed firearms by individuals who have state-issued permits to carry such firearms. For many years in the United States, automobile owners who have permits to drive their cars can drive automobiles anywhere in the United States. The proposal regarding concealed carry reciprocity would simply mean that an individual who has a state-issued permit to carry a concealed firearm may carry that firearm throughout the United States. This obviously would augment the public good of the United States by guaranteeing that people who already have state-issued permits may be able to carry them anywhere in the United States and, if necessary, serve as a backup to law enforcement authority in certain situations. It would be in keeping with their modern way of living, where so many Americans travel on a weekly or even a daily basis between states, or even among several states, or even across the United States on a regular basis. This also would be very popular A recent poll by Zogby indicates that 83% of the Americans support the concept of concealed carry in the United States. So there we have it. On the one hand, the government-controlled politicians who want to transfer some of the ability of the Americans to regulate their own behavior to an international authority, thus placing Americans to a certain extent under the authority of this international body regarding their rights under the Second Amendment. On the other hand, we have a move to make easier the carrying of concealed firearms by law-abiding citizens throughout the United States. When Congress comes back from its August recess, it will have the opportunity to stand with the American people, to stand with the rights of law-abiding citizens, to be able to protect themselves throughout the country, to be able to protect their loved ones throughout the country, to be able to assist, if necessary, law enforcement throughout the country. Congress, hopefully, the Senate, hopefully, will avoid the pitfall of falling for the Obama-supported SIFTA treaty, which would transfer some Second Amendment rights to an international authority out of the hands of our own United States authority. According to a recent poll of American voters by Rasmussen Reports, 57% of the American people would like to dump Congress en masse. One of the reasons the American people are so upset with Congress has been made evident during the August recess, when so many American citizens came out to various town hall meetings and expressed their anger, their outrage at the way Washington politicians have been behaving. When congressmen realized they faced the possibility, actually the certainty, of facing voters in 14 months in the midterm elections, they hopefully will consider the opinions of Americans regarding the right to keep and bear arms. They will reject the opinions of the extreme leftists in politics and in the media, and realize that these people in the media and in certain political sectors of the United States really do not speak for the American people. The American people speak for the American people. The American people expect their senators and representatives to reflect their will in the legislation which they promote, endorse, and pass. Congress, when it comes back from its summer recess, will have an opportunity to redeem itself, or at least to begin redeeming itself with the American people, to let the American people know they have learned their lesson and they realize that they are the servants of the people, that the people rule through their representatives, and that their representatives and senators should reflect the will of the people and not the will of an extremist, statist mentality in the media and in some sectors of the Congress of the United States.